So now let's talk about when a 16th of an inch is not good enough. So we're going to get into precision measurement now. So in precision measurement, we're going to be measuring down to a thousandth of an inch. We can even go further than that, down to 1/10,000th of an inch. So in perspective, a 16th of an inch is 0.0625, and that's the accuracy we can read to on a tape measure. We're going to read down to 1,000th of an inch, which is 0.001 of an inch, or 0.0001 to 1/10,000th of an inch. So to kind of put that into reference for you, the thickness of a sheet of paper is about 4/1000th of an inch thick. So one of the things that I find is hardest for the students to understand is just how to say what it is that they're trying to say. So learning how to speak in the thousandths of an inch. We're used to talking in 16th of an inch and maybe even 30/2 of an inch. But when it starts talking in the thousandths of an inch, get a little bit confusing. So 1,000th of an inch is 0.001. 10,000ths of an inch is 0.010. And 100,000ths of an inch is 0.100. Now you might ask yourself, 0.1 is a tenth of an inch, and that is accurate. The problem is that when we're trying to read to such small measurements, it's hard to articulate that by saying 1/10 and then 1/100th and so on and so forth. So we speak in the thousandth of an inch. The third decimal point is how we articulate our measurements. So I find kind of one of the easiest ways of describing this is when we're talking in the thousands, we're just going to kind of pretend that the decimal point's not there and just read the number as we normally would. So 001, 1,000ths, 010, 10,000ths, 100, 100,000ths of an inch. Then lastly, we have 1/10,000th of an inch, and this obviously gets confused quite often with 10,000ths of an inch. It is 1/10,000th of an inch, and that's the fourth decimal place. And typically in machining and other precision type measurement environments, we're going to be calling that out last, and I'll show you here in a second what I'm talking about. So let's go ahead and look at some measurements. So this measurement would be 1,000th of an inch. This is 10,000ths of an inch, 100,000ths of an inch, and 1/10,000th of an inch. Now, depending on the degree of accuracy that you're going to measure to, we could call this 6,000ths of an inch. It also could be 6,000th of an inch and 0/10,000ths of an inch. Sometimes you'll hear 10,000ths of an inch abbreviated to tenths. So 6,000ths and 0/10ths. This measurement would be 65,000ths of an inch, 915,000ths, and 6/10,000ths of an inch. Here we have 9,000ths of an inch, 26,000ths of an inch, 325,000ths of an inch, and 0/10,000ths of an inch, and 9/10,000ths of an inch. And lastly, we have 250,000ths and 1/10,000ths of an inch, 876,000ths and 5/10,000ths of an inch, and 25,000ths and 4/10,000ths of an inch.